Wow. I look like I'm going through it right. I am. That's an understatement. Imagine trying to abstain from masturbation. Like, completely. Sometimes it sucks. I can't even have an orgasm, bruh. I'm doing it for God, though. See, sometimes God tells you not to eat from certain trees because he's trying to develop something in you. Or he's trying to work something out of you. Or there's a different reason. Everybody else does it. Well, God told me not to do it, so. I could be like, at least I'm not watching porn. But God didn't say don't watch porn. He said don't even do it. Keep your hands to yourself. I mean, don't keep your hands to yourself. Like I said, hey, if this dude, I'm somebody who really be doing what God tell him to do, right? So if you not, then this video you probably ain't gonna relate with it. Yes, I, Corey Thomas, do not masturbate. I, Corey Thomas, be sitting in my room, horny as a dog, right? And I'll walk outside and take a walk. Why? Because God told me to. So many trees. Adam and Eve had every other tree in the garden. They just couldn't eat the one that had the knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life, right? And they had everything else. They had watermelon, they had mango, they probably had all types of trees we don't even know about, right? Did the original garden, right? And Eve still had a focus on the one tree, the one of two trees she was supposed to eat from. So if somebody's struggling with disobedience, really start questioning, why do I want to eat from the tree God tells me not to eat from? Why do I want to do that so badly? And then once you realize it's a pride issue, because it always is. But why can't I eat from that tree? I know I have 400 other trees I could eat from. Why can't I eat from this one tree though? I know I could play Pac-Man and in my house. Most people dream of having a Pac-Man machine in their house. I know I can go in a hot tub. I know I can play basketball. I know I can shoot basketball shots. I know I can play video games. I know I can lay in my mansion and chill. I know I can go on my computer, post YouTube videos. I know I can preach. I know I can hit up my friend to go somewhere. I know I can drive around in my car that I didn't pay for. I know I can, oh my gosh. Right? So blessed. So many blessings. But still trying to run to the one thing God said, no, not that though. Are you gonna have humility and say, you know what, Lord? Not only to show my love for you, but to show my gratitude for all the other things you've given me, I will not eat from that tree. Hey, I could go in my room and I'm trying to keep this PG, right? And nobody will know, right? Some people will look at you and say it's not a sin. That's how much nobody, right? No, I could make it. I could seem like, oh well, that wasn't that big of a deal. But God looking at me like, but you're supposed to be who? You're supposed to be the prophet, leader, speaker for my message. You're supposed to be the example, and you can't be obedient. Well, why are they listening to you, Corey? You see what's going on in my head? I'm like, okay, God gonna give me one of the biggest preaching platforms in the world, right? At the youngest age probably ever, right? Other than Bryce Crawford, right? And for somebody my skin color, that's a giant deal, right? A lot of people think that if you this skin color, you stupid off rip, right? They won't even listen to you, right? In this country, right? God said, I'm gonna give you that, right? And not only that, not only they gonna listen to you preach, they gonna listen to your music. They gonna go from listening to you preach to listening to your music and go back and forth. Who else got it like that? I can't think of anybody. Imagine if Mike Todd mixed with Lecrae, right? That's what God's trying to do with me, right? And I got the audacity to repay his favor and goodness in my life. And the blessing he's giving me with disobedience. Hey, if this was just normal, then everybody who's 23, then right? Then you see a bunch of 23-year-olds who got audience for preaching and Christian music and followers and fan base. If this was regular, then everybody would do it, right? But you don't really see this, right? You know what I do sometimes? I think I say, you know what? Lord, I just want you to be like, I know I'm not perfect. I already am way past that, right? Because I already was working for the devil for half of my life, for 19 years of my life, right? But for the rest of the time I got to do this, I want you to really look at me and say, and really be able to smile and be like, he's doing what I want him to do. He might not get it right every time, but he's doing what I want him to do, and watch this, and he's trying as hard as he can to do it. I'm like, God, I want to be the one dude, even if I'm the only dude on the planet. It's just like Noah, right? But Noah found favor with the Lord. God flooded everybody else. Y'all don't understand how deep that is. This dude said, Noah, I found favor with you. Come on, your sons and their wives can come on the boat. Everybody else dying, right? That's how I'm trying to be, right? That if God chose to nuke the earth, that he'd be like, you know what? Corey, you and your family, y'all good. Everybody else, I'm not saying he's going to do that, but I'm saying, I'm trying to, right? I want God to be able to look at me and say, this dude really on my team, right? Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. I'm like, God, even if I'm the only dude, I want you, even if I'm the only dude that makes you feel like this, I want you to look at me and smile and say, there's my son who loves me so much, he put everything down for me every day. Every day. Y'all don't see what I go through, bro. I come on here in the middle and give you snippets, but y'all don't really see what I go through, right? Punching my bed, punching my pillows. Sometimes I've been having problems with anger outbursts, bro. Cause that's how much I'm suffering for the Lord, bro. Now it's not an excuse to have an angry outburst. It's not an excuse to do something stupid when you're angry. I'm getting better at that. But that's how much I'm suffering for God, bro. Bro, you know how hard it is to go from, bro, when I was 11, bro, in this dark, twisted world, my secular friends that I chose to be friends with because I didn't believe in Jesus introduced me to HD, highest quality porn, bro, when I was 11. I ain't talking about no regular a direct TV, you know, the stuff that be coming on at 3 a.m. They be airing and stuff. They're like, no, I ain't talking about the regular porn. I'm talking about that porn where like they putting hundreds of $1,000s into each video type of porn, right? They introduced me to that when I was 11. 11. Watch this. And I abusingly spammed it till I was about 19 years old. 9 years basically straight, every day. Multiple times a day if I could, right? Drilling my brain with that, right? Living in that big mansion that I already showed y'all before. No, right? Nobody could stop me, right? Nobody seen it. Nobody could stop me. My parents caught the evidence a couple of times, but nine years, bro. And I got molested. And then I finally found a girl to fornicate with and fornicated with her for a whole year and put icing on the cake. When I first came to Christ, mentally my mind was saying my mind was perverted would be a drastic understatement, right? An extreme understatement. I had a wreck, bro. I'm keeping it, because look, what else am I gonna do but keep it 100%? Bro, I remember being in high school, bro, having ED problems because of how many drugs I was abusing mixed with how much porn I used to watch, bro. I'm 17 with ED, right? That was me. That's how much porn I was watching, bro. I got girls naked trying to have sex with me. Most dudes don't get that till they like 50, right? And I don't know the science and the data, right? I didn't learn how to get in my Bible when I was feeling sad. I didn't learn how to pray. I didn't know, right? That wasn't what I was like. No, I ran to So, right? To poison, bro. That's what I did my whole life, right? When I grew up, right? I ran to poison over and over. And so what I'm trying to say is, do you know how hard it is for that kid to say, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with the sex. I'm done with the porn. I'm not even going. My pants not even coming off unless I'm going number one or showering, right? I'm done with it. You gotta really love God, right? And here's what's deep. God said, give it up. Give it up, Corey. I said, give it up. I said, what? The Bible don't even say it's a sin. He said, give it up. This was 3 years ago, right? 3.5 years ago. He said, give it up. And he started showing me, Corey, the reason why I want you to give it up is because when I'm trying to take you, the person I'm trying to make you into, oh my gosh. And you know in 2K, you know how you can unlock certain badges that like make you better at shooting? And you gotta do that's kind of like what God doing with me. He like, okay, you wanna be right? You wanna get to here? You gotta give it up. And I said, all right. And look, it's easy at first. I'm giving it up. But then when you're praying, God, please give me a wife. Please give me a wife. Lord, I want an outlet. I'm not right. I'm not a monk. I'm not, I don't think I can do this single thing, right? Lord, please give me a wife. And then he say no. And you start feeling like, wait. So you want me to wake up every day and watch all these other people get married? Watch all these other people, right? Watch this. Trivialize sin. And get treated like they righteous. While they treating you like you wicked. While you really stand on business. Watch this. Know that God will forgive you. It's not like you're not gonna get into heaven if you just do it once. But you still gotta say, you know what? I ain't gonna do him like that. Yeah, he'll forgive me because he loved me, but what does that say about me? That he says, hey, don't eat from that tree. And I say, oh, he'll forgive me. And then while I'm eating there, sorry, God, I just wanted it so badly. You know what I mean? Christians move like that? They say, I love the Lord. And God says, okay, don't eat from that tree. Give up X, Y, and Z. And 5 minutes later, they don't hesitate. Sorry, Lord, temptation was too hard. But I love you. And I'm going to keep posting on my story. Jesus did, Jesus that. And I'm going to keep leading the college ministries. And I'm going to keep, right? Oh, my gosh. And they keep, and not only do they do it once, they keep going back. Sorry, Lord. You forgive me, right? Yeah, I'm such a sinner. Romans 7. That's why I like when he says, if you love me, then obey me. Because he's telling you, that's how I measure if you love me, right? How much you love me, if you even do love me. I'm looking at, are you going to do what I say? Because I'm here to break it to you. If you really are walking with Christ and have got a relationship with him, there's going to be certain things he asks you to do that you're going to be like, wait. I didn't know that was in the contract. You want me to what? Excuse me? Wait. I can't even have an orgasm? And not only you say I can't have an orgasm, you gonna have me go to a school called Tater University that got 25,000 women your age that are trying to look as hot as they can, and they gonna dress like they in a strip club, and you guys see them girls every single time. Batting their eyelashes at you, waving around their breasts in your face, wearing the yoga pants with the booty showing, with the booty out. He gonna send you to a school. Oh, watch this. And then you're gonna live in a generation where dressing like a stripper is normal now. Did you hear what I just said? Look at how they used to dress back in the day, and look how it's normal to dress now. The evidence speaks for itself. We live in a generation to where the normal apparel would have been like, people would have been like, what the heck? She a prostitute? Back in the day. What's she wearing? Now it's normal. Now if you don't dress like that, you're considered weird. It's a guy going, right? And God, you're asking me to what? Watch this. Not only that, but almost everybody else I know gonna be not only masturbating and watching porn, but they gonna be having full-fledged sex with everybody they know, right? If it ain't sex orgy, this whole city. You know how many bodies these dudes got out here? I know a girl who was 17 and she said she had 17 or plus bodies. And she was 17, bro. And she said she had at least 17 or more bodies. I forgot the number. It was probably more than that, right? But look, we walk by what? Faith, not by sight. You know, it's harder to like if everybody was abstaining from sex and everybody was waiting till marriage and nobody was watching porn and nobody was making porn and nobody was, you know how much easier, bro, people wouldn't be. But when you gotta be the person that says, when God's calling you to go contrary to culture, and not just contrary to culture, contrary to almost everybody in the world, bro. Because you know how many Christians, they say there's 2.2 billion people who are Christian, but I'm here to break it to you. Let's go this way. Probably, if I had to guess, only about 10% of people actually, matter of fact, 5%, actually walking with Christ and do what he say. That's if I had to put a number on it, 5% of 2.2 billion, right? Maybe 1%. Because now being Christian is, oh yeah, I got my parents took me to church and yeah, we're Christian. That's being Christian now for people. No, I didn't say did your parents take you to church and did you go to vacation Bible school? I didn't say that. I didn't ask you if you did that. I said, do you have a relationship with the Lord? If I asked him right now, does Bobby, do you know Bobby? If he would look at me and say, yes, I know Bobby. That's what being a Christian means. But just like I say in the Bible, he gonna say, many will say, Lord, 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 but he's gonna say what? Depart from me. For what? He's not gonna say, depart from me. You didn't post about me. He's not gonna say, depart from me. You didn't go to enough church services. He's not gonna say, depart from me. You didn't check on the survey. I'm a Christian. He's not gonna say, depart from me. People didn't think you were Christian. He's not gonna say, depart from me. You didn't have John 3:16 in your bio. He's not gonna say, depart from me. Right? You worked at a church. No, he's going to say, depart from me, for I never knew you. The same way you can wear a Warriors jersey, but not really play for the Warriors, is the same way you can say I'm a Christian and not really be a part of the team of Christ, right? Oh, it happens most of the time. Matter of fact, that's really the type of that's really how it kind of is. Like, how you know how there's only 15 people on the Warriors roster, but there's about 15,000 people who be acting like, who be wearing Warriors jerseys, right? That's how it's starting to feel like, right? Like, dang, this many of y'all capping? I don't care about what you say. I'm looking at your fruit. Yeah. Because the fruit you got in your hand is the fruit, is the tree, it comes from the tree. Oftentimes what God tells y'all, no, not that tree. I'm looking at the fruit in your hands, and it ain't fruit that you bearing for the Lord. It's fruit that you ain't supposed to have, because you're moving like Eve, right? You ain't supposed to, hey, bro, put it down. You ain't supposed to eat from that tree, bro. Stop having sex with her, bro. I don't care if it feel good, bro. Don't you understand? That don't mean it's good. Just gonna feel good. If you only understood that when you sin, you hurt yourself, maybe you would stop doing it. But you know how you view it? A lot of y'all find pleasure, right? You make a habit. You plan your day around how you gonna disobey the Lord, right? That's how you know you're really living in sin. When you planning your day around how you gonna disobey the Lord, right? When it's a part of your schedule, you ain't even trying to stop no more. Your excuse, it's too hard. Romans 7. Okay. Huh. So basically what you're saying is just because Paul wrote in Romans 7 that sometimes he does things he doesn't want to do, now you think it's okay to just disobey the Lord whenever you want, right? Oh, Romans 7, we just do what we're not supposed to do. No, he didn't mean that. He said what he's right. Why would Paul write all, like, do y'all not read the rest of the book? Or the rest of the literally the chapter after, he literally says we have no obligation to do what our sinful nature urges us to do. And then in the book of 1 Corinthians, right, after that he writes, no temptation has undertaken you, has taken over you that is not common to man. God is faithful. He will not let the temptation be more than you can withstand, but he'll show you a way out so you can endure. Both of those verses are saying that ideally you should not be falling into temptation. Mess up a couple times? Cool. Get back up, keep going. Messing up regularly? Not cool. You need to check yourself, right? Because you're probably getting a big head like Megamind, right? Pride. Only a prideful man will reason with himself that it's okay to disobey the commandments of the Lord. Only a prideful man would, right? How much pride you got to have in your heart to know that the creator of the universe is telling you, no, not that tree. And you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to eat it anyways. Over and over and over and over and over. It's different if you go, and you're resisting it. And then you might, and then rebuke yourself. Okay. And you're doing well, do you well, and then you might mess up again. Oh, I'm sorry, Lord, I'm sorry, repent. That's different than, oh, God, forgive me. You see how I just spit? Because that's what y'all act like, right? That's disgusting, right? Temptation's too much for me. Your lie, God is not getting. You might get over on other people with that cap, but you realize you can't do that with God, right? You can't, right? That cap ain't going for God. God like, bro, I'm the who, God looking at you like, dude, I'm the one who wrote the Bible. You gonna try to make your excuse, it's too much for me. I know you better than you know you. I know it ain't too much for you. You just don't care enough to do it. You just ain't humbled yourself enough to do the things I'm telling you to do. And you will suffer the consequences for your actions. There's one verse in the Bible in Romans that says that it's talking about a certain group of people, right? And it says these people suffer within themselves the penalty they deserve. It was talking about people who knew God, but wouldn't take him as God and even get right. Who wouldn't, right? And started doing all this idolatry and thinking of foolish things. Y'all know Romans 1, right? And it said those people, right? That is talking about Romans 1. It says they suffer within themselves the penalty they deserve. Oh, do not ever think that people who living in sin getting by, bro. When I was living in sin, I can firsthand tell you, no. I was suffering within myself the penalty I deserve. Yes, I was. I was, right? That's why no matter what God asked me to do, no matter how hard life is, no matter how much I got suffer for Christ, I always remember in the back of my head, his way is better. Just like Forrest Frank said, right? In the song, right? You know, there was a time in my life where I was just like, I didn't even know what sin was. I was just like doing anything I felt like doing. And let me tell you, it was the worst time of my life. You see how God loves you? See, he doesn't tell you don't do certain things because he wants to make your life miserable. Because what you don't realize is you can go head first and dive in all that stuff he tell you not to do, and you're gonna be feeling a million times worse than if you do what he tells you to do and not do those things. He actually is trying to make you feel great. But you know what the devil does? He lies to you. Man, your life would be so much better if you just masturbated, watched porn sometimes. Man, your day would be so much better if you just slept with your girlfriend sometimes. God gonna forgive you, ain't that big of a deal. Man, your day would be so much better if you just had a chick on the side even though you're married. Man, your day would be so much. Man, your day would be, bro. God, hey, this is how the devil tell you. Man, God just make your life seem like it's just like, right? This thing lame. You can't do nothing, right? You might as well just light up a blunt on the side. Bro, just pop that in, bro. He gonna forgive you, bro. I mean, you see what the dude got you doing? He got you doing this crazy stuff, right? Bro, come on. Your life would be better if it would be better for you. Like, the devil wants you to think. Yeah, do you remember what he told Eve? Eve knew what to do. Because she told the devil. She said, God said not from this tree, right? Because we're going to die, right? And what did the devil say back to her? He said, you're not going to die. He said, God knows you're going to be, right? Become like him. And basically power up if you eat the fruit. That's why he don't want you to eat it. Ain't that the same thing the devil be doing to us? Just like Eve, we know what to do. God said don't cheat on my wife. And the devil gonna come back to you and lie to you. He gonna say, you gonna tell them. God said don't commit adultery. And it says in Proverbs That the man who commits adultery is an utter fool and destroys himself. And the devil look at you and say, it's not going to destroy. You're not going to destroy yourself. God just doesn't want you to have, right? He just trying to make your life miserable, bro. Like, he don't want you to have no fun, bro. You remember David? He committed adultery. He was great. He ended up marrying Bathsheba and having Solomon. You see how the devil would twist script, right? That's what he did in Matthew 4, right? He warping it, right? See, what the devil don't tell you is that it actually won't be more fun if you commit adultery. The sex ain't even gonna be as good. Everything gonna be jacked up. You're gonna break your marriage. You're gonna destroy yourself. Your shame will never be erased. Read Proverbs 5. See, the devil ain't gonna tell. The devil ain't gonna read out what happened in Proverbs 5 to you. He'll read you his version of it. The devil can't tell the truth. He's the father of lies, bro. There's a verse in the Bible that says, right, there's no truth in him, right? That would be contrary to his character to tell the truth, right? If God says, right, let me stop, right? I'm done.